Today I'm going to show you how to use Moodle in order to interact with your students, setting assignments, giving homework without the need for any constant contact. What I mean by that is without the need for them to know your email address or for you to know their email address. It's this cloud-based storage area where you go there to collect information and to give information, and they go there to collect information and to give information or hand in assignments. It's a really useful tool and it can be very simple. Now, obviously this is used by universities, but I'm just going to show you some basic uses. And that is, I'm going to show you how to make a Moodle account first of all. And this is a free account where you are allowed 50 users only and you get 200 megabytes. Obviously, if you want more, then you have to pay, but it's free just to have 50 students on your roll card. Now, then I'm going to show you how to create new users. In other words, how to import the students without needing to know their email addresses or they yours. And also then how to create a course. I teach Cambridge exam courses, and so I will make up 1 or 2 courses as an example. And then we enroll the users to that course. So obviously you need to have the users first. Number 5, I'll show you how to add course assignments. Now there are many things that you can add, as we'll see later, but I only focus on 2. Adding an assignment, like a letter or something they have to write, as an example, and uploading a document for them to read or use. This can also be an MP3 file they listen to. And number 6, I'll show you how to put some of these documents into a zip file, just in case the document might be sensitive to the group or sensitive to rights issues. So you can put it in a zip file and put a password on the zip file and then give that password to the students. This is really useful if you're trying to get them to do some examples of exams and such thing. However, if you're not sure whether you want to use one of these, you can go to the email address above, school.demo.moodle.net, and have a play around with a site that is live, and you can add some classes and try and do some of the things I show you here, and it will reset every hour. So you can add users, you can add a classroom if you don't want to make your own account. Okay, so now we're going to head off into making your Moodle account. Okay, so first go to moodlecloud.com and click on the Get Started for Free. And here you can see all of the plans that they allow for. So for instance, we are going for the $0 price tag, and we're allowed 50 students and 200 megabytes, which is sufficient for me as it was last year. Obviously, if you want more students, then you would sign up for one of these other packages. But for now, this is good enough for us. So we say, let's get started. And then we go to create new account. Obviously, you have to agree on some things. Click next. And then we're into entering our details. It's quite simple. There's 5 steps there. you simply put your first name in, as I did, your family name, that would be your surname, your email address twice, put your mobile cell number, mine's in Spain, your time zone, your organization name if you wish to write one, what type are you, I put independent teacher, your street address and city, scroll down, put the state, zip code, country and your role, and you don't have to check this box, and just click next. And then in step 2, write down the name of your site, see if it's available. My one is, I just said Andrew K. And then you can see my URL that I give to the students will be andrewk.moodlecloud.com. Next, you need to choose United States or Australia. And I chose the United States as being closest to where I am. What best describes your intention? I put community education. And then you click next. Then they will send you a temporary verification code to your phone number, and you will get a passcode, and my passcode was this. I entered it and I received my website from them. Step 4, I need to put in a password, which I did. And step 5 was simply reading through some information they mention. Now, it does mention here again in the portal, 50 users, 200 megabytes. You need to remember that if you don't use it for 60 days, it will disappear. I had this exact address, 80 andrewk.moodlecloud.com last year. I tried to use it this year and it had disappeared because I hadn't used it for 60 days. So remember that if you wish to keep those classes for the following year. This is good because it means I start with a clean slate. So now we've made the Moodle account, let's sign in. So I'll put in my username. I just left it as admin. And my password. And then log in. Okay, and you can see my name would be here on the top right hand corner. And we have a clean site. This bar here simply gives you more real estate, but I always leave it open. You have the home button, the dashboard, the calendar, private files, but don't worry too much about all this stuff. All we're going to use is the home button to see our courses and the site administration. So we've opened up, and now, as promised, we're going to create new users. So we go to the site admin, and the only two we're going to use here are the users and the courses. So we can we'll click on users now, and we'll add new users. So with the username, you have to use lowercase letters, and I tend to use the first 3 letters of their first name and the first 3 letters of their second name in order to make sure I don't repeat a username. So let's say the first user is Bob Dylan, so it would be Bob Dill, and he has a manual account, and I won't generate the password and email it to them, because like I said, the emails I'm going to use are false. But if you want to, you can use proper emails. So I'm going to click here to make the password, and you can use some kind of password like 1 2 3 4 5, and then I click force password change, so that when they log on with 1 2 3 4 5, they have to change the password. Their first name, that would be Robert. Dylan. Now, like I said, for the email address, I would just do blah blah 1 at gmail.com. Now, this doesn't exist, but at least it will allow Moodle for me to use it and for the student to use it without having to give a proper email. They won't work. If you do give a proper email, you can decide whether or not to hide their email from each other, or allow everyone to see their email, or just those on the course. The other information I don't bother using. You don't need to use it. If you want to add a picture, fine, but we just say create user. And now you can see there are 2 users. There's me and there's Robert Dylan. So I'm going to add a new user again. The username, let's say it's Tina Turner, so 10 Tur, using the 3 letters. I generate a password. No, I don't want to do that. I want to make the password, and I will give them that in class, and then they can change it when they log on. Force the password change. First name Tina, second name Turner. I don't actually think that was her real name anyway. And then for this one I might go blah 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 2 at gmail.com. And again, scroll down to the bottom, create user. Okay, so I've got 2 students ready to enroll on the course. It also tells me when they last accessed this course. It's really useful, because if a student was meant to download something or do an essay, you can tell whether or not they actually logged on. So that's useful. You can see I last accessed it 2 seconds ago. Okay, so we've got our users. Now let's make a course. We can simply go back to the site admin up here. And it mentions about registering your site. I never did. Maybe it's for uses of advertising, if you want to advertise your courses online. But I wouldn't bother with that. So now let's go to courses. And with courses we have categories and courses. So let's have a look at that. Let's go to manage categories and courses. Now it could be you have some classes with private school and classes for yourself. So already there's a category, miscellaneous. I don't like this one. I'm just gonna, well, I could delete it. I could just edit it, edit the name. So I'm just gonna change that category to Andrew classes. Okay, category ID number, I'll put 01. Description, can't be bothered. So yeah, just my courses. Okay, and just save changes. Okay, so you can see there's a course category, Andrew classes, and I can add a course to this. But what I'm going to do is make a new category for my school. So I'll make a new category and I'll put this at the top, not within Andrew's classes, that's a different category. I'll put this at top and I'll call it Captain Classes. Say my school's called Captain. And the ID number could be 02. Description, CC classes. Oh. I'll just put school classes. School. And then simply create that category. Okay, so as you can see, I've got Andrew classes, Captain classes. I'll put the Captain classes up higher, so they're first. And as you can see, when I click on it, I can now create a new course. So I'm going to create a new course. Now I usually like to include the time and the course within the name. So I would type Monday FCE and then the time, which is, let's say I'm teaching at 6 o'clock. So I'll say Monday FC at 6 o'clock. The short name, I would say MFC 18. So that will be useful later when we're making an Excel sheet in order to quickly add students. That's another part of the course where if you have hundreds of students and you want to add them quickly, you can use these short names. But for now, we're just going to do it slowly. So, a course category is going to be at the Captain School. It's going to start on the 14th of September and end in June. Course ID number, I don't have to give it one. I could just give it 001 as a course ID. It's up to you. I don't think you really need these. It's just help with other stuff. You can write a description, what's involved. You can add some files for them to read at the beginning. But for now, the only thing we need to concentrate on is the course format. You either have topics or weeks. I prefer weekly because if you put topic format, you end up having to change every lesson. You end up having to write in some details about what the lesson is, etc. In the weekly format, the student just needs to go to the week on when that course is to find the files that you gave to them. So the weekly format, it runs for a week. It doesn't run like 2 lessons per week or 3. It's just a weekly format. The appearance, it says don't force language, so they can, if they're on a website in Spanish or Italian, it will show in Italian. Don't need to deal with any of this. File uploads, it shows you how much they're allowed to upload. Probably I just leave it blank because you can always delete things if they get uploaded. And the rest, so I do nothing. I just make sure it says weekly format, that's all. And save and return, or display, save and return, it doesn't matter. So now I can make another course. So let's have a course. This time it's going to be Monday Advanced course, and that's going to be at 17, let's say 30. Okay, and then here I just write the code Monday advanced 1730. It's in captain's classes. It starts on this date, and actually I think Monday is the 17th, so I'll start it on the 17th. I'll leave it on the 14th, doesn't matter. And we can create a number, 0002, course description if you want to write something. Once again, just check the course format is in weekly format. And that's all you do. And this time we're going to save and return. And you'd carry on. You've got your courses there. The advanced one is first, and then that one. Oh yeah, this one I should have wrote 1930. Still, you can always edit it from here. Click on edit. I'll just change that to 19. And that to 9. And then go back and save and return. And now you can see the courses for captain classes. This one is here. It probably should be below. You can use the arrows to move it down. Or I think you can use this just to drag them up and down, as you can see. So let's now go to the home page, and you can see where your courses are. Okay, available courses, Monday FCE, Monday Advanced. Now we need to add some people to them. So in your course, simply go here, and you'll notice on the left it says participants. Now we don't have any at the moment, so let's click on that. And let's see if we can enroll some students. Manual enrollments, edit selected users. Okay, let's do that. Oh, here, we've got a button here, enroll users. Let's just do that. Enroll users. Now I just need to find the user. And as you can see, there's 3 emails there, or I could simply search by writing their name. So we're going to add Robert Dillon and Tina Turner, and that's it. And we're going to make sure they're students. So this is useful if you're a big corporation and you're having managers and teachers and you're doing the whole website for them. This is purely for individual teachers to be independent. I could show more, not sure what. Yeah, unlimited. You could enroll them for a certain amount of time if you wish, starting from today, and then enroll the users. And now here you can see I have 2 students who have never accessed this course, and they are active. So let's now pretend we are one of these students. So I'm going to log out and then log in as Bob Dylan. So I'm going to log out and log in as Bob Dill. Remember, the password I gave was 12345, and I should be forced to change. Yes, you must change the password to proceed. So if I was Bob Dill, I would say my current password is 12345. I'm going to change it to 23456, 23456, and then save the changes. And password has changed, and I can continue. I read the privacy policy they give for some reason. Probably zoom down to the end and just say next. And the cookies policy, just click next. Before continuing, you must agree to all the policies. I agree, Moodle is wonderful. And then next. And then I can look at the courses view. So let's have a look. This is a new setting for me. That's my name there. Let's go to the site home and available courses. So let's see if I'm allowed on this one. Okay. Let's go to the dashboard again and go to the site home. I want to see if I can get on the advanced course. Now it says here, enrollment options. You cannot enroll yourself on this course. So I wouldn't be allowed to go on here, or rather Bob isn't allowed to go on here because he's not been registered with it. However, he can click on this one and see if there's any assignments or announcements. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back as the teacher and enter some data. So as I said, we have created a new user, we have created a new course, and we have enrolled the user to the course. So now I'm going to go back as a teacher and add a course assignment for them to do, and I'm going to upload a file, like a document, where they can use it, or an MP3 file, and I will be uploading it through the 7-zip system. So I'm logged back in as a teacher, and if you're on the dashboard or somewhere else, just click onto the home setting to see your courses. I'm going to click on the FC course, and in order to add something to this course here, we need to go to this icon and go turn on editing, or turn editing on. Now you'll see that next to the first week I can add an activity or resource. So let's click on that, and the first thing I'm going to do is add an assignment. So there's some description here about what an assignment is, and we're just going to add that. The assignment's name is My Holiday. The description is write about your holiday. Obviously you can be more descriptive. I'm just trying to do this really quickly. I can display the description on the course page, which is handy. I can add a file if it's something they need to read first. And then we have allow submissions from the date I'm uploading it. The due date is a week later. I can enable that. And the cutoff date. Now I would usually leave that blank in case I want somebody else to do it. I might even leave this blank and just say, you know, it's due when you can get it into me. Remind me to grade it. You can enable that if you want to give yourself a reminder. Submission type, you can get them to write within the Moodle as an online text, but I prefer a file submission. So this is where they would, trying to click this for information. If enabled, students are able to upload one or more files as their submission. you'll notice that I can't click the word limit, but as soon as I click on line text, I can say 150 words, etc. This might be useful. The maximum number of uploaded files will say 1. The limit is a megabyte. And accepted file types, no selection. So they can be restricted, or I can just choose all types. Say anything. Save changes. Anything. Feedback. I just leave this as it is. But if you want to, you can do some offline grading. Feedback files, I would experiment with that. I just usually download whatever they have uploaded and I print it off myself and give it back to them. If you don't want to do that, you can obviously mark it on the PDF and upload it back to the Moodle site. But for me, I don't have that many students. I'm quite happy to print it off. So I'm going to save and display. So 2 participants. View all. This is where I would view the submission. So let's go back to the start. I've got my courses. I'll click on FC. And you can see the My Holiday activity has been added. Now I can also add a PDF form or a zip file, and I have here on my desktop a first certificate piece of information. This is something I made up to help the students with their FC progress, and some information about the exam. What I'm going to do is upload it as a PDF and upload it as a zip file. Now, if you want to upload something like an MP3 or something, you can upload it as a zip. What you will need to do is go to 7zip.org and download this free zip file maker. Download this. It will appear on your desktop like this. What that means is anytime you right click an object, you can simply say add to archive. So I'm going to add this FC document to 7zip. I can put a password 123 123. See the password there, and say OK. And there we have a zip file. And if I try to open this, it will ask me for the password 123. So that's a good way to protect any documents or something. So I'm going to upload both the PDF and the zip file. So let's add another resource. And so I'll add, this time I'm going to add a file. And it gives you information here. The name of the file is info FC info. Display it. And now I can drag or drop the file. So what I can do is simply drag this file as a PDF, and the appearance, I can say show size, show type, and I think that's it. And just save and return to the course. And there you can see the PDF. I'm also going to add the zip file, which is exactly the same thing. It's a file which you add, and I'll say zip info. I'll just put info 2, and this time I'm going to add the zip file. Appearance, I'll just say show the size, show the type, and return to the course. And now you can see, I'll just turn the editing off. Don't know how to do that. Up here. Turn editing off. Okay, and now you can see I've uploaded 3 things. So I'm just going to pause now while I go out of the Moodle and return as Mr. Dillon. So I've returned as Mr. Robert Dillon. I'm on the dashboard. He needs to be on the home site. He'll go into the FC course and he can see the assignment. Let's see. If he wants this, he can see it's a PDF document. He clicks on it and it simply opens up, and he can press this link to download it and then download it. Or he could right click and just say save as or something. So he clicks on that. The same with the zip. You click on it, but this time it says save. So you can save that. And finally, you've got my holiday. So you click on the assignment and it says no attempt, not graded, comment, add submission. So now he could add a submission. And to do this, let's say he's wrote it, he's scanned it, he wants to pop it in, and he can simply, let's say this was his writing, he can simply add his submission here. And save the changes. And then submitted for grading. This is his submission. And then he's going to log out and I will log in again as the teacher. So I'm going to pause now. Okay, I'm back as the teacher and I'm going to go in to the course. I'm going to click on the assignment and it's there. You can see here general and the date. I can see those that are submitted. I have 2 participants. 1 has been submitted, 1 needs grading. So now I can view all submissions or I can just grade. So I'll view all submissions and there I can see his submission. If I was to click that, it would take me to download it, or I could perhaps add a comment here, add a comment and say this is really good work, etc, etc, very good, 5 points. And save comment. And so there he could go and see that I've graded it. But generally I would just download this, print it, or I could upload it back to him. There are ways to do this. However, this course has gone on quite long enough, so I just wanted to show you very quickly how to set up a Moodle where you can have students downloading information you want to give them. If you want to give them tests, if they're on holiday, they can go to this website whenever they like, download the information, and they don't need to contact you by email. You don't contact them by email. You just meet in the middle, and the Moodle is the middle. Okay, so that's all for today. Remember, you can find all the links to each video below. Just click on the Show More button and check the information. Please remember to subscribe to my channel and give it a like. See you on the next video.